Hey, I don't know if you can see that, but there's wee seedlings coming up. The lettuce and on the broccoli. There's wee seedlings coming up. And on the sweet basil. There's wee seedlings coming up on all of them. So it's supposed to take about 2 weeks, but these greenhouses must have sped it up. So that's good. Right, I've got 4 pots here. And I've got my chilies. They're very root bound. As you can see by the dead leaves, you know. And if you lift them up, the roots are coming out the bottom. So I'm just going to transplant them into bigger pots. And scatter them around the house as house plants. As you can see, it's actually 3 chili plants in the one pot. Didn't know that. Forgot. But I'm just going to keep them together anyway, because separating them might pulse up the roots. So I'm just going to transplant them into this pot now, and water them thoroughly. Whoa, these things are very root bound. Look at those roots there. These should have been transplanted a long time ago. But better late than never. So I'm just going to place it in here in the hole. I made a hole. You want to do this to get the roots to grow better. And if the roots grow bigger, then the plant will grow bigger. Because the roots are very important. So I'm just going to fill that in around the sides. Put some of this on it. Put some soil from this other pot inside. Now once we water that, it'll be ready to go. This last one that was in the big pot isn't really growing well at all. This just lifted out. The roots aren't established at all. I don't know what's going on there. But look at that. Those roots just lifted out. The rest were root bound. This one wasn't. So I'm just going to make a hole and place it in and cover it over, and hopefully it grows. I'm going to give it some fertilizer now in a wee while. So I'm just watering them thoroughly now. Water a lot because it'll run out the bottom of the pots. So make sure they're good and watered, because that soil was dry when I put it in, so you have to make sure they're watered. Like keep watering them and watering them, and it'll all run out the bottom. Don't worry about damaging the plant. Keep watering them. That should do it. There's the chilies now. They'll get light. Coming in this and in the window. So we can just leave them there. Maybe tie this one up. Hopefully it starts growing. They'll be able to expand the roots now, and we'll get bigger chili plants. Be nicer fruit. I'm just taking my strawberries outside to harden them off. Because when they came to me, they must have been in a greenhouse. So I'm just taking them outside every day for a few hours. Harden them off. Get them used to the cold. There's my chilies. Now I'm going to go weed these potatoes. Right, there's a whole lot of weeds here. So I'm going to get started now. There seems to be a lot of slugs here, and I've seen a clock. It's a local beetle and different bugs. Nearly halfway there now, and it's hard fucking work, hey. Most of these weeds are dug in, stuck right in. You have to dig them out, like Dawkins and shit, and them other ones. So I'm gonna keep at it. I found another leather jacket. They're crafty wee things. They don't move until you put the tool down, and then they move. They do move, but not when you're watching. So there's more in here, so fuck that. May have to spray it after all. It's all finally weeded now. Notice how there's drills. It goes up in the sides and down in the middle. That's because you need drills and you have to earth up the potatoes by digging up dirt on them to keep the tubers buried so they don't go green and poisonous. We'll get into that in a later episode, but now I'm just going to take a break and come back and dig up all the dirty, rotten potatoes. That's a fine potato there. Although the tip of this is a bit green, and I've read that if it's green it's poisonous. But the potato itself's grand. There's a wee thing coming out of it there. I know that's a shoot. So maybe you could eat that. I'm just going to pile them all there and sure we'll see. We should eat them. A lot of them are tiny. And they've got blight. Look at that. You could squash it. I'm pretty sure that's a potato. So I'm just doing them ones over here. So we've got one good one so far. I found a page of a Volkswagen manual. Bunch of pages of that. What the fuck? There's a massive fucking potato. But it's got these white spots on it. I think that's blight. So we're going to have to dispose of that. And make sure not go near the fucking tomatoes at all. And wash these gloves. Some are just skins. They're fucking rotted away with blight. Nothing left but the skin. Either hardly any grew on this side or they all got blight. But I found this wee thing. This wee black thing. What's that? Seems to be some sort of wee black ball. I don't know what it is. We'll split it open and see. Squash it. It's full of milk. It's just full of milk. White stuff. That's strange. I must look that up on Google and see what that is. That's them all dug up. More, there's the good ones there. More good ones than diseased ones. I have to figure out if I can eat them good ones. And what'll I do with these ones to stop the blight coming back. I can't really bury them in the ground because they'll sprout up. So I might have to put them in a bag and take them far away, miles away. We'll soon see. Right, so that's all the good ones. I'll take them in, wash them, cut all the shit off them, and see if we can cook them. These blighted ones, I don't know what the fuck to do with them. Can't throw them in the bin. Can't throw them in the compost, the blight will get back. Can't leave them lying there. The tomatoes are just down there, and the spores could pollinate, get the tomatoes and give them blight. I'm just going to put them in a bag for now. I've just put the blighted ones in a bag because you can't let the spores out to get at them tomatoes in the greenhouse. Although they might already did that, but you can travel miles in the wind, the spores of the blight. But we're just going to put it there for now until we figure out what to do with it. And yeah, you're going to want to wash your gloves, your clothes, your hands, your tools to stop the blight coming back. So that's what I'm going to do now. I think now I'm just going to cut these things off and wash them. Maybe eat them. Them all washed. These ones have holes in them and all, and some of them are a bit rotted. But these ones are alright, except they've got these brown spots on them. And I don't know if that's natural or is it a disease. But that's the potatoes. I'm going to go look it up on Google. I put that chili plant that came out in its own pot. Because there's several chili plants in each pot. I don't want that. So I'll just bring these strawberries in a wee while. That'll be the gardening done.